welcome back to the channel. And in today's little video I'm going to be talking about Exotac. Now I really like Exotac here, and I got 3 pieces of kit to me today. I've got quite a few other things as well. I've got the ferrorod, the large ferrorod. I've got the nanospark, and if you watched my last video you'll see me lighting a fire with this, and a match safe. They pretty self-explanatory. I've had that one years. It's not the one I usually carry. I usually carry the larger orange one, the matchcase XL, but that's the one I've had for a very long time, the smaller version. What I'm going to do mainly, I'm going to experiment on a few different tinders with that. I've lit the fire with what's inside it, and that was a piece of cake. I'm not going to put them all on at once. I'm going to hold them above for a minute. First up, the ferrorod. Now this contains tinder in the handle. You can put whatever tinder you want, and I've got this stuff which is from the Bath Bushcraft store. A few different people make this, and it's basically waxed cotton wool, and it's an excellent fire lighter, so I carry that in the handle. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make a little feather stick with my knife. And this is nothing special. This is a Falcon R2 Scout. No modifications, nothing. As it came from the factory, same edge. I haven't touched the spine, anything. I'm going to make a little feather stick and light it with that. Nice piece of bone dry split spruce. Nice and fine. That is also survival cod. Now, for some reason that's not sparking on there, it's just taking curls off. So I'm going to use the tip. And that's what I don't like about this ferrorod. It's a bit temperamental. It works, but I think you're probably better off using this with some kind of really fine tinder rather than a feather stick, but it does work. Now the nanospark. Right, well I'm going to try 3 forms of tinder with this. That one. I made this underneath my fire pan. Charred punk wood. Well, that worked just fine. With a pile of shavings and a bit of patience and a bit of blowing, you get a fire going with that, no problem at all. And that wasn't exactly made the ideal way. If it was made in a tin or something, it would be a lot better. But that worked, so that's good. Man-made tinders. First up, my favourite, the plug. And best way to do these is give them a twist. Expose the fibres and light it up. Piece of cake, excellent, but I knew it would be. And the one that I don't know if it's going to work is tinder card. And this stuff, people use it for lighting their barbecues. I don't use it very often, but it's pretty good stuff. So manipulate it, open it up. Now I'm not going to tease it with a knife. I'll just use my fingernail a bit. We'll give that a go. Well, I didn't light on the first one, it went out. Right, well that wasn't so good. We tease it a bit more. A little bit of extra teasing, worked fine. So far so good, I'm impressed with this little gadget. Now for the one that's nowhere near going to work. I'm going to make a feather stick. I'll get back to you when it's done. Just about as fine as I can make with this knife. Really, really fine. Took about 5 minutes to make that. So I would count that as a man-made fire starter really, because man made it. It's not going to work, but I want to try it anyway. I think I'd use a lot of flint doing this. Shit, it worked. Wow, I did not expect that. Awesome piece of kit. I'm chuffed with that. Well, I did not expect that to work, but they were seriously fine. I don't think you'd be doing a feather stick that well in the wind and the rain when your hands are freezing cold, because it did take a lot of control to make that. Excellent. Definitely a good piece of kit. I'm impressed. That was excellent. Now I was going to try scrapings as well, but I generally don't think this knife has the spine for it. Oh, one thing to remember, if you're making scrapings, you tend to want to scrape down, but you're better off scraping up so you can collect them on top of your knife. Now it is getting a bit windier. The problem with scrapings is they do tend to fall off. Well, they're catching, they're just not going to flame. Quit while you're ahead, Rob. Right. Well, I'm impressed with that. But one thing I think I would do, I would carry at least one spare flint in the handle as well. But I have got some Zippo flints at home. Now what I'll do another video on Exotac. I have done a few in the past, but who watched them, I don't know. No, they're just falling off. We forget that, but the feather stick worked, which was amazing. Right, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate your comments, and I certainly appreciate that thumbs up. Until the next time, ta-ra. Well, I'm going to have another cup of tea and cry about this knife. I've made a decision. Start that again. I did say it properly. So that could have been a micro burr or something last. Start that again. Okay, you could say it's in the right hands because I'm a knife and fire lighting nerd. Well, no, I wouldn't say I'm a knife nerd, but I'm definitely a fire lighting nerd because I really like lighting fires.